9 were. Do you expect to get it back soon? And how disappointing is it to see a guy get sidetracked just when he's getting started?
It's disappointing because you feel bad for the guy. You know, he's just a great kid who has a really, really bright future at Penn State. So you just feel bad for him that he was playing pretty well and then he has the injury. I wouldn't expect him back for a while though.
Paul Jones develops at tight end. We expect to see him get some more action out there, get snap ball plenty of times through as well.
Yeah, definitely. Probably should have got him in the game a little bit more than I did last week. And you know, he's a guy that has improved over the last 2 weeks at that position, and definitely somebody that we need to look to. He's just a 260-pound guy that can run. He's smart. He's tough. He can catch the ball, as you can see on that one catch he made. You know, he can pluck the ball and advance it up the field. So, you know, we would definitely look to try to get him in the game a little bit more this week.
Bill, winter walk-on tryouts, how many guys are interested in trying out, and what are some of the positions they're looking to bolster maybe through that process?
Yeah, I believe they try out tomorrow. They try out tomorrow after practice. Not sure how many guys will show up, but I believe guys or males or females. I'm not sure how many will show up, but we'll see after practice tomorrow. And you know, I'd say positionally, you know, you'd love to. Hopefully, maybe there's a couple DBs in the crowd there. You know, that's usually the position right now that we're looking for, just because of numbers wise. But other than that, I just want to try to get out there and see if we can find, you know, some good football players. You know, guys that are just hungry to play football, that can move around a little bit, maybe catch the ball well. Maybe they're bigger guys that we think have a future as a lineman. Just different things that we'll be looking for. Just looking for football players, though.
Bill, after the game, you said you thought you had a good play on 4th down rather than kicking the field goal. Are you sticking with that?
Yeah, I did. I felt like we had a play there that has been a bread and butter play for us for a long time, and it was we've thrown it for 2 touchdowns over the first 2 games against Virginia, and we had it basically the same type of play against Ohio. So, you know, it's a play that I think has really been a bread and butter play. I went with it. We blew the protection on it. I think if we got the protection picked up, we had a play there, but Matt had to scramble. So, yeah, no, I felt good about that play.
Well, then, are you concerned with building confidence in your kicker at this point? How are you going to deal with that?
I believe the confidence comes from practice. You know, in practice last week, he was, I think, 10 for 10, and during team situations, did some good things. And I talk to Sam all the time, and I have belief in Sam. It's just at that point in time, I felt good about that play call from the yard line, the hash mark that we were on, the time of the game, and so I don't think it has anything to do with confidence with Sam.
Not to belabor it. So
Sure.
if he would have made the extra point, you still would have gone for the 4th down?
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I would have gone for it there. It would have been 21-0. You know, at that time, if he'd have made that extra point, I would have gone for it on 4th and 8.
And the other thing I had was,
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's 4th down, it's 4th and 8. And let's go, man. Let's let it all out there. You got a good play call. Let's call it and see if we can score. So I have I don't think twice about any of that.
were you trying to get bench in, or did you not want to use him late in the game?
No, I felt like it was still, you know, a ball game there. You know, I know what the scoreboard said, but I just felt like it was still Matt's game, and I stuck with Matt there.
Coach, you talked Saturday about how winning breeds confidence, obviously. The last couple of days, can you talk about maybe how the mood of this team is, especially compared to this point in the previous 2 weeks? And do you do anything differently after a win than after a loss in terms of getting guys ready?
I would say that right now, the team is about the same as they've been since I took the job. I really mean that. These guys are resilient. They're hard-working guys. They understand that it's just one win, and they got to practice hard and get ready for a really, really good, athletic, tough Temple team. So these guys don't change much. They come to work every day with their hard hats on, and they're ready to go. And I think at the end of the day, that's the way it should be. And that's one thing that's fun about coaching this team. And I don't change, you know, I don't change. I do the same thing I did yesterday that I did a week ago Monday. I show them the tape, what was good, what wasn't so good, what do we need to improve on, and then move on to Temple and start talking about what they're doing and what we're going to do to combat what they do.
talked about turnovers earlier from a defensive standpoint, but on offense, you haven't turned the ball over in the past 2 games, only one Sunday, only the rest of the year. Is that something that you can keep up, and how much does that stress in practice from your side of the ball?
It's just, again, it's really a credit to the players, but we just have to continue to emphasize it, because at the end of the day, you're exactly right. If you don't turn the ball over and the other team turns the ball over, you have a better chance to win. Although we proved that theory wrong in the Virginia game, you know, hopefully that theory holds true most of the time. So we've got to continue to take care of the ball. We stress it all the time, but again, it comes down to the individual player, and so far they've done a decent job of that.
Bill, you mentioned before that Sam Ficken hit 10 out of 10 field goals in practice. We saw him hit 5-1 today. What happens during the games then? I mean, is there just added pressure on himself, and is there any chance we can see DeSanto on Saturday?
Right now, it would be Ficken on Saturday, and again, like I said, I think it comes down to technique. You know, it's like I said, it's a little bit inconsistent with the plant foot. But again, like I said earlier, and I think these questions are very much, you know, I understand you have to do your job. But again, I think overall, special teams wise, I think if you look at our special teams, our punt team, our punt return team, our kickoff team has done an unbelievable job. Our kickoff return team has gotten better. We were one block away from having a big return on Saturday. I think we got to look at the whole picture of special teams before we just, you know, say one part of it is not going so well. Obviously, we got to kick the ball more consistently than we're doing, but I think overall special teams has been pretty good, and Sam just needs to continue to get better at his technique.
Bill, Temple's been really close to beating Penn State recently. They refer to this kind of as their Super Bowl. Do you worry about matching their intensity early? And then my second question is, it's early, but the weather is not supposed to be that great. Will that alter your game plan at all?
We only have 12 games this year, so every game for us is a very, very vital football game. I mean, we're playing in front of 100,000 people here at Penn State. I would assume that our players will come out with a lot of intensity, and they can't. We only got 2 more months to play about. I mean, so I'm glad that it's their Super Bowl, but I'm just telling you, this is a big game for us, just like every single game this year is a big game for us, because on November whatever, the season's over. So this is a big game, and I don't know what the weather is yet, and you know, we'll have to see. I don't make judgments on that until later in the week.